Okay, folks, this is See You Next Time, and it's time once again to don your level A hazmat suits, tip your fedora, and smear yourself with fecal matter and jizz so we can blend in unnoticed as we take another stroll through nice guy territory. Today, we're going to take a stand and protect Milady's virtue from the horrors of getting laid. But first we'll take a tentative step in. Enjoy the hunt, and may the odds be ever in your favour.
Hey Sarah, how are you? Hey, so I've always wondered why you would never go on a date with me. No hard feelings, or sorry if that is overstepping in some way. I'm just purely curious. Sorry I asked. Take care, Sarah. Namaste. Honestly, you're quite a rude lady. I've never even disrespected you in any way, and have been polite to the fullest. Thanks for being so rude to me for reasons I can't fathom.
You know what? I agree. He's being polite to the fullest. Sane? Able to take a hint? Man, not so much.
Nothing, huh? Surprise, surprise.
My brother in Christ, what has you angry?
How about not getting laid in 2 years while having to deal with worthless people constantly? It's effing illegal.
LMAO, it's illegal you're not getting laid, eh?
Pretty much.
What about everyone else who's not getting laid? Because, I'm guessing, you don't just want anyone. They've got to be a certain hotness level, right?
It's illegal towards them as well, outright. If they are denied, it's a human right. It's been years. And yeah, for what I've done for the world, what I've worked for, what's been done to me, not saying a 10, but better than having to put a bag on her head is deserved. It's just wasted time. I have human rights.
So what have you done for the world that entitles you towards sex?
You gonna argue with me? I'm not interested.
How is that an argument? It's a question. Unless you don't have an answer, I suppose.
The fact you asked it says to me that's not an issue for yourself, thus you don't care. No surprise. The comment afterwards forces me to already suspect you're lying more so than already. It's cheap.
See, the fact you refuse to answer means you don't have one. Come on, buddy. My guess, what he's done for the world is to not reproduce, and we shouldn't be too quick to diminish that truly selfless act. Perhaps getting him laid isn't the ideal reward for such an act, but we could club together and perhaps get him a cookie. Nice guy friend tried to protect my virtue because he thinks I'm going to cheat on my partner. This happened a couple of years ago, but I was recently reminded of it and thought it belonged here. It might not be a very interesting story, but I think it's too wild not to post. So, to set the scene, I was 20-something at the time, and I'd just started to see someone earlier that year. The relationship was great, and we were really vibing, and I was super happy. So it's late March, and another friend's birthday is coming up, and I had organised a small surprise get-together at my place comprised of our friend group. Now, the nice guy in this story hadn't been in the group quite as long as everyone else, so we didn't really know him very well, and honestly, he gave me creep vibes the minute I met him. The night of the party comes and people start rocking up, including my ex-boyfriend. We were trying to stay friends at that point. The night's going well, and then my ex comes to me and says he wants to talk. I think he was having relationship problems and wanted someone to talk to. I say sure, let's chat, and start heading to the bedroom. I tell my partner I was going to chat to my ex, and they were fine with this. This is when the shiz hit the roof. Nice guy steps in front of me and tries to stop me. I can't remember everything said, but it went along the lines of, "I can't let you do that, OP."
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What? Why? Because you shouldn't be alone with another guy in a bedroom while in a relationship. We're just literally gonna talk. WTF? But you might cheat on your partner. I'm just trying to protect your virtue. I'm sorry, what? Like, first of all, how dare you insinuate I would cheat on my partner at all? I've never cheated in a relationship ever. Not that Niceguy had known me long enough to know that. But protecting my virtue? What the actual F? The whole thing turned into an argument, where Niceguy tries to defend himself by saying things like, "Oh, I'm just looking out for you," or "I just don't want your partner to be hurt." I don't think that's any of your damn business, my guy. Eventually we kick him out, but not before he had a meltdown because he was just trying to do the right thing and couldn't understand why I was so peeved at him. Thankfully he left. Unthankfully, not before he also tried to force kiss my friend in my stairwell, while they made it very clear they weren't into it. Thankfully, we aren't friends anymore, but every time I think about that encounter, I cringe so hard. Amazing. Our Niceguy simply wanted to protect the virtue of the girl he's obsessively in lust with. It's clearly nothing to do with jealousy, or thinking he can somehow stake his claim as the next person in line for m'lady to date. A side note, it's rarely a good idea to weigh in on the relationship issues of a recent ex. Very little good will ever come from such an interaction. So, in terms of a mask for his true intentions, protecting her, I guess it's sound? However, said mask is so thin and transparent he might as well not be wearing it at all. I kinda, sorta, think he'd have more chance of things going his way if he just wanged his knob out and treated this poor girl to a helicopter in her face. This is, of course, my preferred method of courtship.
I'm a 32-year-old man who's really into one of my co-workers who's a 22-year-old woman. I'm currently working as a bartender and about to transition to a very high-earning potential career. I was in a really bad place a few years ago after a breakup that took years to get over. I went to therapy, put on 30 pounds, I was really underweight, fixed my health, changed careers, started living a healthy lifestyle, getting up early, working out, being disciplined and productive. Another big one was improving my personality and getting rid of anxiety and awkwardness. Anyways, one of my co-workers is really cute and we flirt all the time. She keeps expressing she wants to hang out, but whenever I plan something, such as a yoga class, and then text her that day, I don't hear back from her for like 7 hours. This little cycle keeps happening. I don't get why she isn't into me. I'm going to be making really good money within a year and have gone through a checklist of qualities and things to improve on. TLDR, I don't understand why a girl I like isn't into me when I've gone through a checklist of all the things that make a man desirable.
You know what? First off of this post, every credit to you. Working on yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Put the work in and the rewards will come. So I've heard. Second half, not so much. Hit on someone 10 years younger than you? Go for it. I have no issue with that. But she doesn't want to hang out with you. She's nice to you at work because you're at work. And she's made that very, very clear. What really gets me about this post is the idea of the nice guy with a clipboard and pen, physically checking off every little quality that makes him an utterly desirable man. If you haven't got that, please get one. I'll give you cash for a good photo.
So I got a question for the ladies. I really need some help here. I'm a really nice guy, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, hence why I'm asking for help. I've been talking to someone for a little more than a month. It was a month when we met. I found out filters and angles do wonderful things, lol. But I'm nice, so the fact that she didn't want me to see she was bigger than her pictures is okay with me. I'm a really nice person. We had a great time still. We spent hours together. She's sweet, she's funny, she seems like she genuinely likes me, and she is awesome. I genuinely like her. Here is the dilemma. She has a hormone problem, so already I have to be careful with how I approach things. I don't care that she's on the heavier side, but how do I tell her it creeps me out that her arms are hairy, like a dark hair like a man's arms? I know I probably sound a little shallow, but I really like her, and that's the only thing that bothers me so far. How do I approach asking her to wax her arms or shave them or something like that? I hope no one thinks I'm mean or anything for this post. I'm just a really nice person, and I'm afraid to tell her it creeps me out. Thank you in advance.
Well, we know for a fact that this guy is super nice because he tells us multiple times. And, as we all know, that's exactly what genuinely nice people do. Never shut up about how bloody nice they are. Listen, girls. Find a guy who calls you beautiful instead of hot, who calls you back when you hang up on him, who will stay awake just to watch you sleep. Wait for the boy who kisses your forehead, who wants to show you off to the world when you are in your sweats, who holds your hand in front of his friends, who thinks you're just as pretty without makeup. Wait for the one who's constantly reminding you of how much he cares about you and how lucky he is to have you. Wait for the one who turns to his friends and says, "That's her."
If you found him, immediately friend zone him. Then go and F a random douchebag.
I love this. It's like the nice guy incel insight into how things work. The thing is, even the bit that's supposed to be the perfect boyfriend is kinda creepy and weird. Wait for the guy who watches you sleep. Yeah, no thanks.
Hi, I'm really sorry for being mean to you. Can we just be friends? Hello? Hello?
Please stop messaging me. I already warned you once.
Please? Just why won't you hear me out? I'm nice AF and I can treat you right.
Here are two major reasons. 1, I have a boyfriend. 2, you lack any respect for my boundaries. I would have been fine with being friends if you'd listened to me.
You don't get it though.
There's nothing else to understand. Please, this is my last warning.
We could be a power couple. And you just don't want it because of some guy who will never treat you as good as me. I could be your one and only, and all you do is ignore me and my sweet jokes that make me slightly better than most guys you will ever meet, and you just can't stand it because you're weird.
I'll be sending screenshots to our manager.
F you, bitch.
I'll bet this girl is kicking herself. She could have been one half of a power couple. Actually, she would have been less than half in importance, as it's clear to all right-thinking nice guys that a woman is worth 40 to 60% of a man. And she almost certainly would have been far less than half in mass. But she's thrown it all away because she's weird.
You look like the most beautiful girl in the world to me. A gem in the rough to me. I'm happy to start talking to you. I like what I see. However, how far are you from Lansing? And no hookups, eh? I want to be slamming some puss ASAP. What's your favourite music? Bands or acts? You have a unique name, if that's your name. I'm Weirdo Boy 5000. Proceed at your house. Your whole arm tattooed? What are the specific tats you want to add?
No, thank you. I don't want to be slammed. Yeah, that about sums it up. And we've reached the end of the video. I hope you'll agree that nice guy territory does have a certain oeuvre, a certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. It's now safe to decontaminate and remove your hazmat suits. Please place your fedoras in the yellow bins for incineration. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're so close now to 1 million subscribers. In fact, if everyone currently subscribed got just 199,999 of their closest friends to also subscribe and click the little bell icon, we'd be right there. And remember, most importantly, with the world becoming physically and emotionally colder and darker, and while we enjoy the morally questionable delight of the kicky-boppy fiddlefuck World Cup, Satan is offering particularly good prices on souls. Just a thought, Dr. Faustus.
See
You next time.